of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, welcome to the show, man. This is the Get Your Happy On Hour. I'm your host on 93.7 The Tick. You know, I was sitting there thinking, man, did a little traveling last week. And very nice when I left. But when I came back last night, oh my goodness, minus 15 was the temperature. I didn't even want to know what the wind chill was. But anyways, I'm back, safe. And, you know, one thing I was really thinking about when it came to the show tonight was I was thinking about my guest. And before I introduce my guest to you, I want you guys to know something. Adversity, accountability, those things are very important in life. And you don't necessarily have to do them for other people. I mean, for yourself. You know, like me, I know that I've made so many mistakes in my life. And I feel so blessed that I was given the opportunity to try and make them right. And I've really spent a lot of time trying to help others because I understand the difficulties that life can present. And you know, the funny thing about this deal is when you're doing the right things, people don't tend to really support that. But then that's where you got to support yourself and give yourself credit. You know, now when you do something bad, you're going to get a lot of attention. But when you do something good, it goes sometimes unnoticed. So I just want people to know that if you're out there doing the right things and you're not getting any credit for it, keep doing the right thing. That's a good thing. When I say adversity and then redemption, I can relate to that because that's a personal thing for me. But I think if I got my understanding correctly, I believe my guest tonight have a very similar story to that. And we're going to get into that, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this, but we're going to be real about it. Micah, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Ricky. It's an honor to be here with you tonight.
Well, man, I'm just glad that you was willing to come out in such adverse weather conditions to be a part of this. Mike, I want to start off, man, by asking, where did you grow up, Mike?
I'm from the heart of Lincoln. I'm born and raised out here in Lincoln.
Okay,
Nebraska.
wait a minute. Let me see if this is right. What high school did you go to?
I said the heart, Lincoln High, baby. You know?
Man, I've had a couple of guys from Lincoln High, boy, and everybody that's from Lincoln High, they have no problem letting you know where they went to high school.
Yeah, because we're the school that wasn't supposed to make it. The kids wasn't supposed to make it, so we're proud to be from Lincoln High.
Well, tell me, Mike, your upbringing. We were speaking a little bit before the show. You was telling me you had to overcome some adversity.
Yeah, I was a knucklehead back in my youth.
You say you was a knucklehead?
I was a knucklehead till about 26, 27 years old, yeah.
So them teen years, you was making some mistakes.
Yeah, I started, I came from a humble beginnings with both my mom and my father were at home, but they worked a lot. Okay. And so me, my sisters, and my friends, we had a lot of time to teach each other life without asking mom and dad. So that wasn't always good.
So now, Mike, are you the oldest?
I'm the middle child. I got two sisters, but 6 kids between them with no father figure. So I've always been Uncle Daddy.
Oh, got you. Now, you were saying something. Tell us about when you was growing up, you said the school wasn't the grades.
Yeah, I was a DF student. It was bad. So now I think around 8th or 9th grade was my first time of running with the law, stealing bikes, trying to get from the swimming pool and stuff like that. And so they put me on a little diversion back then. But by high school, I was on juvenile probation from my sophomore year all the way to my freshman year of college.
Wow. So you was no stranger to trouble.
They kept finding me. I'm a big man. I thought I could hide, but I couldn't hide.
Well, we're laughing about this now because I have the advantage of knowing how this is going to turn out. But for those of you that don't know, everybody goes through something. you know, and a lot of times when people go through a lot of, I call it trials and tribulations, adversity, whatever label you choose to put on it, a lot of times people want to, if they're fortunate enough to make it through and get to the better place in their life, they want to keep the adversity kind of secret, you know. And I'm not saying you need to advertise all your negativity that you've had in your life, but I'm saying sometimes by you being strong enough to admit to your adversity,
right,
I think it helps you be a better person, and it also helps people that are out there thinking that, hey man, there's no hope for me.
right.
So now by you getting in all this trouble and being what kind of student were you?
I was a DF student. Yeah, if it wasn't for sports, man, that kept me just moving in the right direction.
Okay, now when you said you was playing sports, now what all did you do?
So in high school, I played football for Lincoln High.
Okay.
I led it for 3 years, and then I ran track. See, I was the number one hurdler there before Darius Huff, the Big Ten champion, came through and blasted all my records up the wall.
So but for a while,
I was the man.
You was the man.
I was happy alumni coming back there. Record still standing. So.
That's all right, man. You know, the one thing I'll say about this is, you know, sports in your life and in my life, it did have a positive impact, even though we on our own managed to make some choices that wasn't always good. But we can't blame it on sports. You have to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And see, and that's right there, to me, is courage. Because a lot of times to look in the mirror and say, man, I didn't make a good choice and I had to deal with the consequences. A lot of people can't do that.
Right.
You know, so I admire you for being open about that. Now, after high school, what happened?
Oh, shoot, Ricky. I was in transfer portal before there was a transfer portal. And so like I said, I was really good in track. And that's the first time people actually started saying Micah Madlock's name.
Yeah.
Okay. For a positive note.
Right.
And so Nebraska had actually asked me to run for their summer team. All I had to do was make it to the state finals. And it was a shoe-in because I was number 2 in the state at that time.
Oh, wow.
But at districts, I had tripped over a hurdle. I just stopped dreaming about this probably 2-3 weeks ago. But I had tripped over a hurdle. And it just messed up all my plans because my grades were so bad, nobody could even talk to me. And so Nebraska, that thing was going to help me go to like their summer program, get me into junior college and help me on the right track. So after that, I had to find my own way.
So that, when that didn't happen, where you was able to succeed in track, then what did you do?
I signed up at Doane College probably 4 or 5 days before semester started, my freshman year.
Okay.
There's no guidance, no structure. I just popped up on the door and said, "You guys sent me a letter. I'm here." And the coach remembered me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, let's do this."
Okay.
And so I went to Doane College for a year. Then my mother got sick with breast cancer.
Okay.
So I came back home to Lincoln to try to help out the family, but just found myself going further and further the opposite direction.
Gotcha.
And I went to Southeast Community College to start getting some credits back. Went back to Doane College to try to do it again. It was just, my ego. I was too arrogant at that time. So Doane was just too small for me.
Yeah. Right.
And so I ended up coming back home, started training with my old high school track coach, Alex Renko. He worked up at Westland too. So he's trying to get me to play football there. And I'm like, it's the same thing, coach. I ain't going there neither. And so, but he trained with me. Troy Hasselbrook, he played at Nebraska. He was just finishing up blocking for I think it was Eric Crouch he was blocking for.
Okay.
So he just got done with them. He was starting a strength and conditioning program at Lincoln High, and I was one of his test dummies. So I do an hour workout with my track coach, come in there and do an hour crazy fitness workout too.
So that's how you actually got into the fitness thing?
Nah, I've been in the fitness thing my whole life.
Oh, okay, okay.
So my father, he's Mr. Nebraska in powerlifting and Mr. Nebraska and all the bodybuilding after that.
Wow.
And so it's been around me my whole life. I didn't utilize it until I needed hope for better days.
So in other words, you had to go through the trials and tribulations to figure out what you was going to do.
Exactly.
I got you. Now, what happened next, man, after the college thing?
I just needed to get out of Lincoln. Some of my friends, I was starting to see the pattern of people out downtown Lincoln every Friday, Saturday. In jail, waking up, getting out of jail on Monday.
Yeah.
Some of them were staying in jail longer than that. And I was just starting to see the cycle of what was happening around me.
Right.
And so actually one of my close friends got in some trouble. And it was just that time where God said, you got to get out of here.
Right.
So I ended up calling my aunt. She was a broker out in San Diego. I said, I need a chance. And me and my cousin, older cousin, he just got out of the penitentiary. And he was out for a year, got off papers. And then me and him both moved out to California.
Oh, okay.
And that, changed the direction of my life.
Okay, so when you went to California, what was the plan, man? I mean, you were just I know you were trying to get away from Lincoln, but did you have a plan?
I was out there with an alter ego. Okay. I was no longer trying to be in the streets. I was trying to make it to the NFL. And I knew if I didn't get to the NFL, I was at least going to follow up with a college degree. So that was my plan. I was trying to make myself a football player.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, man, I think just from what little bit I know about you, I feel like you would have been an athlete. I mean, you look like an athlete. I mean, you look like you had the mindset.
Yeah, I just was wasting time. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't truly have the guidance. I didn't have anybody really take me under wing, mentoring me, saying, all right, this is what your grades got to be. This conditioning, come work out with me in the mornings. By the time I got that, it was a desperation. Like, it was life or death. I need to get out of here.
Right.
And so I appreciate my Alex Shrenko and Troy Hasbrook for taking me under wing that summer.
That's real cool. Now, when you got out to California, how'd that turn out for you?
You move, you think everything's going to change, but if you're the same person, everything's going to follow you.
Right.
So I went to California within my first week. They're like, hey, you got to come up with some money for tuition. You out-of-state tuition. And that was the only time I asked my parents for a loan. And so I said, you guys get me started. I'll never ask you another thing. And my father gave me $2,500 to pay for that semester. And then I had to figure it out by any means necessary. With the practice all day and then was doing my thing at night to try to pay for tuition and stay focused and stuff like that.
I got you. Well, now, so basically, how long did you stay in California?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
So was that productive?
Oh, it was beautiful. It showed me I'm not that big. California, that California dreaming, millions of people out there. And so you can be in Lincoln, Nebraska and feel like you're the king. Yeah. Get out there, nobody knows your name. And so it was perfect for me because it made me show me I have to work harder. And if I want to do something, I got to do something on a way bigger level for people to recognize.
Yeah. And I think that's smart because sometimes when you stay where you grow up, you almost kind of become like the fish, the fish bowl syndrome.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so and especially if you're a big fish in that little bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see where that would happen. So getting out of California, you kind of got an eye-opener.
I got an eye-opener on that, so it humbled me. And even with trying to be a tough guy, California, that's real Bloods and Crips out there. it showed me we don't have gangs out here, we have cliques in Lincoln. So it showed me I really wasn't doing that. And being in the wrong neighborhoods a few times, got a scare. Where you from?
Yeah.
I'm just here dropping off a teammate,
Yeah.
It wasn't about that life. And so it helped me get on the straight and narrow. But it also showed me that, if I put my mind to something, I could do some big things.
Right.
And so I didn't play football and I was 22 out there. So I didn't play football since I was 18, my senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And went out there, trained, was the best condition, best shape. And so all I had to do was learn the plays. I was out working everybody, out running everybody. Midwest body with those California boys. I was bigger, stronger, faster. So I killed them boys out there. It was fun.
Now, after your California days, what was your next move?
I ended up at Kearney. So one of my practices, University of Nebraska Kearney came down. Coach Andy Avalos, he was just a position coach at the time.
Okay.
But he said something to me, and I ran over to him like, "Hey, my boy Richie Ross, he's now the head coach at Lincoln High."
Basketball. Correct. Yeah.
But at the time,
Richie Ross.
Yeah, big chop, Richie. But at the time, he just got done breaking all their records at Kearney for receiver, and he had just got picked up by the Texans.
Okay.
And so that was our connection. Andy Avalos today, he just got fired as the head coach of Boise State.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Avalos is the coach who recruited me from San Diego to University of Nebraska Kearney.
So your time in Kearney, man, you met quite a few people there, huh?
Oh, yeah, I love Kearney, man. I hated it at first because I was in San Diego, 80-degree weather. I had to transfer to Kearney during spring ball, so that was wintertime Nebraska. Oh, I was sick, boy. Ashy knuckles again, ashy kneecap. Oh, man. But it was an opportunity I wanted. Plus, I wanted to be closer to home so my family can actually see me play, see me do something productive.
Well, I'm thinking about Kearney right now. Who are some of the people in Kearney that you are still close to and you're thankful for?
Man,
I know Derek Russell. Yeah, Derek's one of them.
So after football, I did my internship at YRTCK. Youth Rehabilitation and Treatment Center. So all the kids from all over Nebraska who are committing the felony crimes, they sent them up to us for us to work with them, teach them how to function in society, and send them back to their families, and hopefully they can get it right this time. Right? I was threatened to go there all through high school and stuff like that. So it was actually something when I got the calls I really wanted to do because, you know, it was my walk of life. I wanted to help other kids too.
Right.
Even though I didn't make it there, I was trying to help kids who were there not come back.
Got you. So,
but yeah.
So tell me more about Kearney.
Okay, so Kearney, it's a sleeper school, you know.
Okay.
Because
what do you mean by sleeper school?
Their wrestling program's probably just as good as UNL's, right?
Okay.
When I was up there, we had a dude named Travell. He competed for the Olympic team. I think he won a bronze or silver medal. Kamaru Usman, one of my good friends, he was a 2-time national champion. Now he's the former welterweight champion of the UFC. Rafion Stokes, 2-time national champion out there in college. Now he's who was a bantamweight champion for Bellator, UFC.
Wow.
And so we produce a lot of, you know, champions.
Gotcha.
There and after.
Well, you know, I got a friend I believe has something. You may not know who he is, but his name is Brett Wedden. I just got to give a special shout out to Brett. I believe he went to the University of Kearney as well.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'm still listening. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the time, some of these guys you could, you know, I might make fun of them because I'm still running around knucklehead. But I'm like, man, you don't want to drink, you don't want to party. But then now seeing what they're producing in life today, I'm just like, man, you've been great since I've known you. Right. You've been disciplined since I know you. And that was something I had to pick up over time, but I got to see it. I met your son there at Kearney. Matter of fact, Tyler.
You met T-Boo.
T-Boo, yeah. His first semester there, I ran to his room a lot, tried to hang out with him. But he was on the straight and narrow too, which is why he's doing great things today. Right. You know, and at the time, I'm older than most of these kids because I went back to school at 22 to California. So by the time I'm in Kearney, I'm like 24, 25 years old. Bones getting a little slow and brittle. So I was grandpa out there.
Okay. Well, you know, I really think, man, that some of these life experiences that you had has really contributed to where you're headed. So we're going to get into that when we come back from this break. Don't y'all go anywhere, man. We're going to take a quick break here on 93.7 The Ticket to Get You Happy on Hour. We'll be right back.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, Their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, but it's not just me. Folks all over town are having success with the FXB program. Guys like Gary, who just finished up his own 10-week challenge.
Yeah, Mark. After having a knee replacement in March, I was looking for a way to get back into shape. The workouts are fun, the atmosphere is a total blast, and I've lost 17 pounds since starting in July.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Got to give a couple of quick shout outs before we get back to this interview. Big shout out to my little brother down in Tulsa, Brett. I know you're a little chilly down there, man. That's probably not normal for you guys, but hang in there and just know I'm proud of you. Big shout out to Kim Kelly for tuning in tonight. I like the comment about Micah. You followed his career pretty pretty closely, and we're going to get into more of that here in just a minute. I also got to give a big shout out to Matt Warner, man, and the team out there at Waverly at the Empire Fencing, man. Those great people. Great people are hard to find, but, man, you can go out there and find a ton of them, and I'm very honored to call them all friends. Man, you was telling me about YRTC, Micah. Now, tell me, man, what happened now? How did that work out for you? Were you there very long or what?
Yeah, when I was going to school at UNK, I got my degree in sports administration.
Okay.
And so I did my internship at YRTCK in the recreation department. We were working with the troubled youth, trying to teach them how to work as a group through sports, as a team through sports.
Well, I remember YRTC because I think I spoke there a few times, so I'm familiar with that. How long were you there?
I was there. I was there pretty quick. So every year I got a promotion. So I went from internship, then I worked in the maximum security unit.
Okay.
Then I became the first African-American leader to be an officer of the day there. So I was running the facility and operations and stuff like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay.
It was awesome.
So after you did the YRTC, what did you do next?
I had to get back home to my mama. So I transferred to the regional center.
Okay.
And I was working with the adults there until one of my best friends, he was doing some independent contractor stuff, working with one youth who was had special needs at the time.
Okay.
And he told me about kind of the money he was making doing it. I'm like, well, shoot, I'm chasing 150 kids around over here and making a third of what doing put me on. And so I left the state and started doing my own independent contractor stuff.
Okay. How'd you like that?
I loved it, but I wasn't ready at the time.
Gotcha.
I'm making more money I ever made in my life. I'm buying Cadillac Escalades, putting rims all over them, popping bottles at the club with Lawrence Chatter. Shout out to Lawrence Chatter. You're doing an amazing thing.
Big shout out to Lawrence Chatters. He's also been on the show.
Yeah. And so I feel like God humbled me again. And so I went from $5,000 a month to zero overnight, before I could even see it coming. I had to pawn everything off until I had that A on my chest, so it represented the Advocare at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I got introduced to Advocare by one of my college football coaches.
Oh, okay.
Years ago, but I didn't touch the product again until I was 40 pounds over my playing weight, walking around looking like Professor Clump. So then I got out and I started sharing it just to lose a little weight and then help get some products for free too. That's the way they have their stuff set up. But it turned into I started sharing it for $350 just to keep my car from getting repoed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, and that, from what I remember, that kind of turned into something much bigger.
Yeah. So YRTC, going into there, I walked into there with my pants still sagging. I was still trying to leave the streets alone while trying to get to that next step in life. So that was my first little challenge of leadership. They challenged me, man, if you pull up your pants, you start tucking in your shirt, what do you think these kids are going to do? Follow you, right? And so that was my first opportunity of leadership. But then with Advocare, it was just the same thing, but with bigger picture.
Yeah.
I'm back home. I haven't been home since I was 22 years old. I'm coming back home at 29 years old. Not just broke, but broken. You know what I'm saying? I had to move back into my mother's house and father's house. And at first, I had influence, so I could put the product in people's body. I can do all that type of stuff, but I couldn't build a business. People wouldn't follow me longevity. They wanted the spark, but they didn't want the business opportunity. Right. And so what a leader of mine, a mentor of mine in Advocare, Paul Hazard, he was a highway patrolman.
Mm-hmm.
He was making $60,000 a month. And he started challenging me about, well, Micah, I know your business ain't growing, but look in the mirror. Would you follow you?
Right.
And I had to go home and look in the mirror and ask myself, no. The things I was doing, whether people knew it or not, no, I wouldn't follow me.
Right.
I wasn't getting that good energy or good karma.
Gotcha.
And so I think a lot of people like my Advocare story because, it was a redemption. They got to see this party side of me, and then they got to see me change the ways. And it took 2 years before I started even seeing some really significant paychecks, right? That's 2 years of no. That's 2 years, not right now. That's 2 years of, boy, you crazy. That thing ain't going to work.
Right.
And after that 2 years of people seeing the change that I made, then people began to follow me.
Gotcha. Now, you had quite a bit of success, man, through Advocare.
Yeah.
Would you share some of those successes?
Yeah, I got the privilege of speaking at Dallas Cowboy Stadium in front of 30,000 people, not once, but twice.
Oh, man, that's big.
I went from, like I said, $350 just to keep my truck from getting repoed at the time to it's my first six-figure business.
Wow.
Yeah, and I maintained it that long until they changed the comp plan.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was an amazing thing. And then at the same time, I was always people rich, right? I knew a lot of people. And so that was an awesome thing to actually use my network and try to truly do this entrepreneur thing before I was even know it was called entrepreneurship.
Right. Okay. Now, you did the Avocare thing for how long?
Shoot, I started at 29. I think they stopped at 37. It's about 8 years.
About 8 years. And you had a nice run, man. Because I was following you and I was watching your ride.
Yeah, and we had you on that purple spark too. Yeah. That gray spark.
Exactly.
Ricky and his 2 canisters.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, man. Now, okay, after Avocare, what happened?
So after Avocare, I got back into something I was passionate about. So when I told you my friend was doing that, working with the troubled youth, and I started at first, and then I lost my company. When I was doing Avocare, now I'm working from home. Now as I'm beginning growing in the company, I'm building more leaders. So I had a little bit more time for myself, and I was just like, I failed at that. I went back in because it was just, it's nothing but people helping people. That's what Avocare was, and that's what the other business I was doing was. Gotcha. And so I knew that I had changed. I knew how I had grown. It was just on my heart to get redemption at that. I don't like failing like that.
So you turned that into what you're doing now?
Yes. And so it's right on time. It's God's plan. Because when Avocare changed their business compensation, I went from $8,000-$9,000 a month to back to $1,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
And so that wasn't going to pay the bills. That was going to cut it. Like I said, I'm Uncle Daddy, so I'm buying school clothes, school shoes for my nieces and nephews.
Right.
That wasn't going to cut it. And so I had happened to, through Avocare, what I was learning from them, and Paul Hazard teaching me multiple streams of income and stuff like that.
Right.
I already had started this plan B on the side.
Gotcha.
And so
smart move.
When the Avocare went away, I just transitioned into that full time.
Gotcha. So that's what basically is that what you're doing now?
So now, I'm an independent contractor. I provide residential services for individuals with special needs.
So you have like home.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a very challenging, rewarding, and financially successful deal.
Yes,
if I
it is.
Understand correctly.
It's changed my life again.
Gotcha.
Right.
Well, you know what I'm taking from all this is all the adversity that you had to start off with.
Right.
And all that you had to go through growing up in high school and college, and still trying to be that person as a young adult.
Right.
You still was blessed with an opportunity to turn it all around and turn it into a positive.
Yeah.
And now you're actually helping others.
Others, right.
Man, that's big. I mean, those things are hard to, it's hard to wrap your mind around, especially when you're going through the adversity, the trials and tribulations, because you couldn't see it.
Right. While you're in it, you can't see it. I remember when I first got started with Avocare after I lost my job, I was, my mom always kept telling me, she's a CNA med aid. So she's always telling me, keep your little CNA license just in case something happens.
Yeah.
So I went back to my family friend's job, washing windows, humble myself doing that.
Right.
I get off work, go to the gym, start sharing Avocare, hope for the opportunity. Then I would go to a CNA job doing overnight, sleeping on the floor, it was a Zoom meeting on record. I would sit there and study that Zoom meeting every day for an hour before I went to sleep. Trying to figure out how my mentor presented himself, how he shared the product, how he shared the business opportunity, how he transitioned through stuff. I was just studying.
Right.
And so it's like, it don't happen overnight, but if you stick and stay, things are going to start falling through.
And that's a lot of, a lot of people, they want everything instant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just.
We do too.
Well, sometimes, sometimes it happens that way, but more than likely it's going to take some work.
If it's going to stick and stay, it's going to take time. Rome wasn't built overnight.
Right. And when people understand that and be willing to grind, then good things can happen.
Things can happen, yep.
Yeah, but won't it, as I always say, R-A-T now, not right, but rat now,
right,
doesn't always work.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can put yourself further back.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, sometimes you got to slow down and speed up. I learned that many times, yeah.
Well, just like you made the reference about pulling your pants up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people, that's a big adjustment.
Yeah.
Like me, myself, when I see people today with their pants, way down, I don't quite get it, but, it's not for me to understand everything, but I thought that was, I didn't know that was still a style.
Oh, it's still a style. My nephews do it, drives me crazy. I used to do the same thing. But yeah, a lot of stuff is you don't know what you don't know at that time.
Right.
And so coming from our communities and stuff, I mean, I chased everything that was told to me that was cool. Chase the women, chase the drugs, chase the party, and chase the significance from that side of things instead of the significance of what it really means to be a man.
Well, I'm going to say this. One thing I know about when it comes to the sagging thing, that's not, it might be cool when you're out here in the public, but when you get incarcerated,
that ain't cool.
That ain't cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that ain't cool. I mean, and that's why I've never had an interest in sagging.
Right.
Because of all my incarceration, I got a chance to see what that led to. I won't discuss that over the air, but I'm going to put it like this. That ain't what you want.
That ain't.
That's not what you want. I mean, but sometimes you have to go through like you have already explained. Experience is the best teacher.
Yep.
So for those of you out there that think sagging is cool, hey, I ain't hating. Do your thing, but just understand that if you happen to get incarcerated and you take that sagging in there with you, you're advertising something that you don't know you're advertising.
Right. Not a good thing. Right.
So you've been doing these the group home thing. How long you been doing that again?
7 years now.
7 years?
Time flies, yeah. 7 years.
And how many homes do you have?
So I have one home I run my business out of, and I have 3 individuals in there.
Okay.
It's a dream come true, too, because even when I first started it, I just wanted to take everything I was learning in school, everything I learned at YRTCK,
right,
and run my own facility.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
so my place is ran just like a facility. I'm able to hire my mom, my dad, one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And it's a family business, and it's awesome.
And you know what? I think that's smart, because when you got your own business and you start bringing people in like your family, you have a better chance of knowing who you're working with.
Amen.
Versus someone that just, you just filled out an application.
Yeah.
And you're hoping that it's kind of like you're hoping that they're for real, or they're hoping they're accurate on their application, but they're not really.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna hire all my family, but my mom, my dad, when I seen how hard they work, that's where I get it, and it was just nothing. There's no hesitation.
I got you. Well, look, we're gonna take another break, and then we're gonna come right back and wrap this thing up. But I just want y'all to stay with us, man. Don't go anywhere on 93.7 The Ticket to get you happy on hour.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has come to the attention of the Nebraska Lottery that when people hear a radio commercial in their car for one of our lotto games, Powerball, Mega Millions, or Lucky for Life, they tend to begin daydreaming about how they'll spend the prize money if they win, instead of paying attention to the road. So please, when I tell you that Nebraska Lottery lotto games offer big money and big fun, keep your mind on driving. Do not start thinking about all the things you could buy if you win. Things like bright red sports cars, tropical vacations, 100-inch TVs, hot tubs, SUVs, a new computer, motorboats.
Bob, snap out of it.
Oh, good heavens. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. Perhaps I should go home now.
You better let me drive.
Lotto games from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Steve's Garage Doors and Services is hiring. They are looking for a garage door installation and service technician with a clean driving record. Experience is not required as they will train for the positions. However, mechanical aptitude is required. If you want to come be a part of a small business where you're family, not just an employee, call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today to apply at 402-480-2840. That's 402-480-2840. Steve's Garage Doors and Services.
This Easter, focus on your family instead of dishes with the Venue Easter to-go meals. Prepared fresh in house by our chefs, these meals are ready to heat and eat with packages for 2 to 3 people or 6 to 8 and your choice of juicy beef tenderloin, tasty herb roasted chicken, or our famous 6-pepper crusted prime rib. All meal packages come with sides and we have additional add-ons available to complete your feast. Order today at venuedelivered.com/Easter. That's venuedelivered.com/Easter.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Well, you know, I want to first give my guests a lot of credit. You know, it takes a lot of courage, man, to come onto the show and admit some things that you're not proud of. But, you know, you pulled it off. You know, you've done a wonderful job of explaining all the train wreck part of your life, but you've also showed the redemption side of all the positive things that you've been able to accomplish and still accomplishing it to this day. You know, I admire that. A lot of people just can't do it, you know, and the fact that you were willing to come on and do this, man, I mean, I just wanted to say I'm proud of you.
You know, it's an honor, Ricky.
Yeah, but I mean, really, I'm serious, man, because see, and that's another thing. As humans, we're not quick to give each other credit for the things that we see that are positive or good. But, man, we seem to be on fire when it comes to addressing negativity. You know, I just see this on a daily basis. I don't have an answer or a cure for it. But it's just amazing how over time you get more credit for negativity than you do positive. So I try personally on my shows to always encourage people, keep doing the right thing, keep doing positive things, do the best you can. Nobody's perfect. But the fact that you can actually come on air, admit your faults, dust yourself off, and keep going. I just want to give you credit for that.
Thank
you. Yeah, you're very welcome. I got to ask this question here. I know we don't have a lot of time left, but, you know, just if you don't mind, I'd like to take a little time here and let you share with us the one question I ask every guest, every chance I get. How do you get your happy on?
Oh, easy. I like to travel.
So some of the places, well, tell me about some of the places you had the opportunity to travel to.
I've been to Mexico too many times to count. I just got back from. I was on. I just turned 40.
Oh,
I took a 2-week hiatus. I went to Dallas for a little bit. Ended up on Miami for a little bit, and ended up in Jamaica for a week. And so I love to travel. Yeah,
love to travel. Well, man, you know what? There's nothing wrong with traveling, but you also got something else that you haven't shared with us. I think it's got something to do with real estate.
Oh, yeah. The multiple streams of income, like I learned through Advocare.
Okay.
So one of my Advocare teammates, Eric and Jenny Wright, Jenny Wright's our broker. Eric's our top salesman. They own Summit Real Estate. They're in Grand Island. They got an office in Lincoln now, too. So anybody trying to recruit me, I'm taken already. But, but they kind of taught me about, because my fear is, okay, I'm making all this money. I can't go broke again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And especially what you're talking about, the haters and critics, that's what they're waiting for, is for me to fall off.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they taught me how to put my money away, have it grown for me. And so in the last, 4 years, I bought 3 properties. And one I turned into my business I'm running. The other one I turned into a woman's home.
Okay.
The other 2 are housing for single moms that I rent out to.
Got you.
So it's been an amazing blessing to actually grow and at the same time give back.
Well, to be able to be open-minded enough to listen to someone that's trying to help you, because you're right. People are hating. Yeah. And, especially when it seems like the ones that hate the most are the ones that think they know you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm speaking from personal experience. I've gotten way more help from people that I've just recently met, almost strangers, versus the people that I've known for decades.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people got all the answers and none of the money. That's a big thing to advocate, man. So.
Well, and I'm not putting anybody down, but I'm just saying sometimes the people that grew up with you, they feel like they know you.
Right.
And then they also want to put you in a box.
Right.
They want to focus on Micah, the kid that was a DNF student.
Right.
The kid that was getting referred to juvenile services. They want to, no matter how successful you have become, they want to focus back on when you weren't as successful.
Exactly.
I don't understand why that's the way it is, but that just seems to be a common theme in our society, which is fine. But, I always say if people take time out of their busy day to hate on you, that means you're important.
It means you're doing something right.
Yeah, because I haven't seen anybody hating on someone that that's been less fortunate.
Exactly.
If you're living up under a bridge or something, which I'm not putting anybody down, but I have very rarely seen a person say, hey, man, I wish I could live under a bridge. It's usually the people that are doing well that you hear. They think they're something. They think they're better than.
Right.
And I don't really think that that's true. I think that the people that are saying that believe that you're better than.
Right.
Or they wouldn't be talking about it.
It all comes down to that accountability, too.
Right.
They're going to tell you some stuff you don't really want to hear.
Right. And you know what? And that's all good. I'm just going to tell you like this, Micah. You keep doing what you're doing. And you keep inspiring people. I'm going to keep doing the best I can to inspire people. And I just think if we both stay on that path, we can make this world a little better than it was.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. It's not an easy job. It's not even a job where you're going to get a lot of kudos for.
Right.
But on the inside.
Yeah, and what matters.
Yeah, that's what's going to.
Servant leadership.
Right. And I think blessings come with that.
Oh, amen. 100%.
Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. But again, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to the show. A lot of times people take time out of their busy day to listen to the show. You don't have to do that. And I just want y'all to know personally from me that I actually appreciate everybody that tunes into this show. And I appreciate my sponsor, Matt Warner, man. You're amazing, man. And your company is amazing as well out there at Empire Fencing. I just want y'all to know that it's not taken for granted what you guys do for me and for what you do for everyone else. So just know that. But the most important thing is this. I always want people to understand that every day is a blessing. And no matter what, you got to make the most out of every day. I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect, but you got to make the best out of every day. And Micah, to me, that sounds like a lot of what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Wake
No,
up
you're
every
doing
day with a plan.
Yeah, well, you're doing a great job, man, because to go up and down like you have and not give up,
right?
That's big.
Right.
Everybody can't do that, man. Sometimes, especially when you go way up.
Right. Oh, it ain't easy.
Yeah, and then you fall. Oh, man. And then you got to deal with all the naysayers and, I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, he was doing this. He was doing the most.
He think he
Now-
all that.
Yeah, he
Nah.
think he all that. Now, all of a sudden, man, he down here struggling worse than me.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, because in the process of doing my YRTC stuff, the Advocare stuff, now the real estate, even the stuff I'm doing with the special needs, I've taught a lot of people how to do the same thing. Yeah, when they come to me, I'm not trying to hold the blueprints myself. I'm gonna tell you how to do it, what to do, and even what to do with your money afterwards. So you can start building X multiple streams of income like I am.
Yes.
And so it's just people helping people. Advocare is about leadership.
Right.
You know, the person you become, pursuit of the things that you want. And
That
so it was
sense.
yeah.
It makes sense. And, it takes some discipline.
It does.
It does take some discipline because sometimes when you're not used to things and you're given a lot, as we both know, once you get it and it comes fast,
yeah,
it go fast.
It go fast.
I just want y'all to know something, man. This hopefully this show has maybe inspired some people that are going through some difficult times right now to never give up. As my good friend Maggie Thorne would say, never give up. I want you to also remember every day you blessed to see is just another day in paradise. And no matter what, you got to get your happy on. Go! Thank y'all for tuning in, and hey, we'll see you next Sunday.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Be sure and call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technician will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
So, I just got the State Farm